gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
This is EBS TV Reloaded.
Good morning and thank you for joining us on Daybreak Tuesday's edition. My name is Josephine Amy and I have Peggy with me. Peggy, good morning.
I'm just looking at you because you are so beautiful.
Oh, God be praised and thank you.
Oh, glory to God.
Yeah.
Good morning, viewers. My name is Peggy Vikwari. It's Daybreak. Do you know today is the 214th day of the year?
Wow.
And we have spent just 214 days. And the year remains just one day left in the year.
All right, so thank God for mathematicians in the studio. I cannot even remember, but I just know that this is a new month.
Yes,
and
a new
happy
month.
new month. Thank you for staying with us on this program, Daybreak. And as usual, we have a lot to keep you informed, entertained, and enlightened. I want to start in a positive note this morning. Did you tell God thank you for this new month? I know the year is rolling and people, this month again, I've not achieved this, I've not achieved that. But thank God you're alive. Just give God thanks for that, and other things will follow. So just start this month, begin to speak good things into your life. That this month I will have August visitors. Yes.
Yeah.
All of us need good visitors.
Just the name applied, August visitors.
Yes. So
just speak good things. Good things. It's a new day. Brand new day indeed. So speak good things to yourself.
yes, whether things the prices of food items are increasing every day, and a lot is going on, insecurity issues, but just thank God you're alive, and because you are alive, there is hope. We have the family segment this morning. We'll do the papers, we'll tell you what is going on around the world. Then we have our other segment, the news will come up 7:30. We have the health segment, we have the religious segment. All these segments put together to keep you glued to your television set. Thank you for staying with Edo Broadcasting Service, the star station
As you can see,
this morning.
Yes, as you can see, everything is brand new.
Wow.
It's new Edo Broadcasting Service.
Yeah, stay with
Just
us.
look at the screen, you will know that everything is new, brand new.
Peggy, what mood are you?
I'm happy because everything is beautiful in Edo Broadcasting Service.
All right, let's see what the papers are saying this morning. On the Punch newspaper, police strategize, NSCDC warns as terrorists infiltrate South. Most lawmakers backed Buhari's planned impeachment. This is attributed to APC senator. If you want to get details, you go and get your Punch newspaper. Northwest, Southwest lead as INEC registers 96.2 million people. After 168-day strike, ASU issues 4-week extension. Bad news.
Very bad news.
U.S. keys Al-Qaeda leader Zawahiri in drone strike. Good one. Winke PDP both meets Wednesday, plans peace panel. Taraba Plateau bandits key 10 amputates baby.
Bad news.
One dies as kidnapper fling victims into river. Lagos residents leach mentally he alleged invasion of property. Teenage kidnapper kills boy for forgetting father's contacts. So much bad news. So many bad news here. Police catch man with fake notes, bust gang. All right, that's the most we can take this morning on the Punch newspaper. Let's see what the Vanguard is saying this morning. On the Vanguard, Sanwo-Olu media chiefs for corporates. Sanwo-Olu media chiefs for corporate governance workshop in Lagos. Article 6 increase cooperation between Nigeria and UK. Save us from land grabbers attack Lagos community, tells Sanwo-Olu. Public sector reform initiatives ignoring the highfalutin, igniting the low-hanging. All right, that's the much we can take on the Vanguard this morning. Yeah. Last week we started on singlehood, and we are still expecting the gentleman that will be talking to us, but we have our very own Pastor Rachel Spain in Masway. She's here with us this morning on the studio. Pastor, good morning.
Thank you. Good morning, and good morning, viewers.
You're looking bright and fair.
Thank you. I'm trying to look like the people I'm about to talk to.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can see.
That's lovely. Okay, last week we spoke about singlehood, how to maximize your singlehood, whether singlehood is a cause. Some people believe that, oh, I'm single. But I was thinking, apart from the unmarried, we have some singles who were once married and they are now divorced, so they are single back again. Why some, they lost their loved one and they are single. So let's talk in that direction this morning. Those that were once married and they are now single, those that were once, they have a lovely spouse and the spouse has gone to the great beyond and they are single. How can they maximize? How can they stay to keep themselves whole, even after enjoying what it is to have a loved one around you?
Okay, it's always a very painful time in the life of a single when you have once been married and then you have once been occupied and suddenly you're back to square one, like a man that called me recently. But it's always, one thing we should know is singlehood time is an ample time to prepare for the days of being married. So every opportunity you have to be a single is opportunity for you to regather credentials, so that when you eventually step to become married, you will have what it takes. Because until you are made whole, until you are whole as a single, you cannot be whole as a married person. Until you can hit your chest and say, yes, I am a successful single man, single woman. You cannot be a successful married man or woman. Everything starts from singlehood. So singlehood times is not a time to feel hopeless and then be looking for people to show you pity. Is a time to make do with what you have, because whatever you are able to gather then, whatever you are able to do, whatever you are able to conquer as a single person, become a plus for you as a married person, whether man or woman. So singlehood is not a time to look around, looking pity, looking gloomy. No, there is beautiful time to prepare for the days ahead.
Okay, with that your explanation, bring us to say when single has benefits.
Yes.
So what are the benefits?
Singlehood have benefits because if as a single you are not able to get something meaningful doing, first and foremost, you can't cross over. There's always a crossover. You can't cross over like the children of Israel crossed over River Jordan. So you can't cross over if you do not have something meaningful doing. So if you're able to get something meaningful doing, you have gained something onto yourself, and it's a benefit because it makes you eventually become a hot cake. Everyone that want to settle down will tell you, oh, we want somebody who is, who have been able to acquire something, who has value. So if you don't have any value, which are some of the benefits you get as singles, you won't be able to do anything as a married person. As a single too, you have so much opportunities at your fingertips. Everybody want to help. Everybody want to do one or two things with you. As long as you're able to have your principles and then keep yourself, even as you make dealings or as you deal with persons around you, because don't forget, as a single, people will always want to take advantage of you. But when you know what you are doing, you have a lot of opportunities at your fingertips that you will eventually make use of as a married person. So you have a lot of benefit. You are able to make time to follow God. You are able to really make time to sit down, make your decision. Nobody will tell you, no, I don't like that decision, I don't like what. You are able, you are in charge of yourself.
You can travel when you want to travel.
Yeah, you can travel when you want to travel. You can eat what you want to eat. There are times I want to eat a particular food. My husband will say, no, I don't want to. This is what I want to eat. I have to go that way. Even my kids. As when you get married, as you have a baby, you can't eat anyhow. For example, for a breastfeeding mother, they will tell you, don't eat foods that are too solid, because whatever you eat is what your baby will take. So you are streamlined. You are, put in even as a pregnant woman, there are ways you can't sleep. But as a single, you can roll all over your bed and they do acrobatic.
All right. There are a lot of beautiful experience being single. And although most of us during the singlehood, we think about, let me go to the other phase. Let me go, and without minding the present situation of your singlehood. Are they disadvantage? Do you have disadvantage of being single? What are these disadvantages?
Well, there are disadvantages because you are alone. Even the Bible says, woe to him that is alone, because when he is cold, he has nobody to make him warm. So that is a huge disadvantage to singles, because especially singles who are of age, you have emotions. You have times your emotions are really crying, but that's a time for you to be disciplined. Because I've seen persons who could not manage that time, and now that my emotion, let me just go. Like somebody told me, I am delaying, so I want to choose anyone. I remember telling him, don't choose anyone. Be patient. He said, no, everybody have gone. Listen, that everybody have gone does not mean you are useless. God take care of us according to his plan and purpose for us. Somebody can move far ahead of you. That does not mean the person is really ahead of you. God will take you by your time, step by step. Well, we have not. Let me pause it here.
Pause it. Just pause this thought here, because you are going for the news. When we come back, we'll continue with this discussion. What are the disadvantages? Is this good? Is it very good for you to just stay alone, or you just need to move to the better side? What's the better side? The married side?
The married side.
All right, okay. We'll continue with this discussion after the morning news. Please stay. All right, thank you for staying connected. It's Daybreak Tuesday's edition. Wow, it's a wet day, but we are bright here in the studio. Yeah, and also with you. So be bright wherever you are, because it's a new month and a good month. Before we went for the news, we were looking at singlehood. We've spoken a lot about singlehood. But before we wrap up this segment, Pastor Rich Osben is still with us in the studio. We're looking at the disadvantages of being single. So can you recap it?
Yeah, at our fingertips, you should be able to know the disadvantages of singlehood. For example, a single that is living all alone, you don't have anybody to share rent with you. You pay rent all alone. Nobody to even say, okay, let me still buy you clothes. Nobody to share the food you're to eat, the rate, the amount, going to market. Nobody is there to help. Except maybe you have friends, maybe you have promised marriage and all of that, but not like a husband, And
a good husband, though.
Yes, a good husband for that matter.
You should just
Then talking about the emotional aspect, it's a big one for singles. That emotion is a big one. And let me equally say something. Because of the kind of work I do, I see a lot of advanced singles. Whether singles who have once been married, or those who are already old but not yet married, they have one medical problem. I have seen it in 1, I've seen it in 2, I've seen it in 3, and so on. Lack of sex when you have gotten to some certain age affects them medically. I can prove that. A doctor will come and tell you the same because I've worked.
Wait for the doctor.
I've had discussions with doctors that will even tell you they confirmed it, and some of them will even tell me, oh, when I was having so and so symptom, I had to meet doctor, and the doctor said it was because of lack of. But that does not mean that is not. This is a huge advantage for us that are children of God.
That you now to start doing something else.
Yeah, that's a huge advantage for us that are children of God, because even when you are that age and you're feeling some strange, you can pray about it. You can pray, and your system will hear you and cooperate. But for one that is not a child of God, you run after medical and they eat, and you keep spending and spending. And I want you to know that based on the kind of thing I do connect. Because I know this is a single program and I know people are watching. We do connect, and peradventure you want to I want to settle down, or this person I'm with, I don't even really understand. You have a person, I can counsel you.
Okay, why people choose to be single?
Why does people choose? It's different. People have different reasons. Do you know somebody could be going out with a girl? Now it could be a girl, it could be a boy. Because you have the person jilted you, or you have heartbreak, and you just conclude and say, I will never be married, I want to stay single all my life. That is a foolish decision to make. I want to be single, and I've seen a guy, even know a guy now who is looking for a girl who he will impregnate based on agreement. She will give him the baby, and then there's no marriage contract. I mean, you can't raise children alone. From research, children that are raised by both parents do well, do better in life than children that are raised by single parents, except for some children like myself that were raised by single parents that God helped. You can't compare children that are raised by single parents to children that are raised by both father and mother, because there is something the voice of a man do to a child. A woman, our emotions, a child never get to a stage with us, the women, that anything you say, the child will be laughing. What he will do is in his mind. But when you have a father that will stand and say, sit down there, they obey.
All right, talking about when you have a father, you have a good father, you have a good mother. Because some persons, they raise up their children alone, and the children come out very well.
The exceptions.
Yes, why some, they have father and mother, and they still have problems. Talking about for singles that are like matured singles, at a particular time, they will be having health challenges. I want to take that with a pinch of salt, because she's not a medical doctor. Maybe we'll invite a medical doctor to talk to us concerning that, so that we know. Because I'm wondering, what about the nuns, those that are like they want to follow Jesus without having intimate relationship with the other side?
I think it was balanced. It was balanced. I said it that when you involve God, then you are exempted. You are exempted. But if you're not involved with God, just like I just want to stay like that, I will not have anything to do emotional, it has medical effects.
All right, I want to close this conversation, but before I close it, I want you to talk to that single brother, because sometimes when we talk about matured single, we look at sisters, but there are some matured brothers. They have the money, they have everything, but they're just looking for the right woman. So I want you to talk to the matured brothers, the matured sisters that they are all alone, and the months is rolling by, the months are going, and it's August, and they're feeling somehow this morning. What is your word for them?
Yes, I want to really salute the courage of so many singles who have been calling. If I had them piled up, who have been calling, oh please, I need somebody to connect me. I don't want to do it all alone. I have tried and I've been cheated again and again. I've been used. Now I need a sound counselor to be by my side while I take this next decision. And you'll be surprised, because you know why you need a sound counselor by your side? Because when you are in love, you don't see far again. You don't see far. We've been there. But when you have somebody whose eyes are still clear by your side, and the person is beginning to misbehave, and you are no longer seeing, you're like, well, I will endure, it will change, we can now tell you, who will tell you that no, you can't go like this. So that's why you need somebody by your side to counsel you, to help you. And sometimes too, singles who like one that caught me last night. I'm very, very busy. I don't even know. My job does not allow me to socialize.
To mingle.
Yeah, to socialize. And I just need you to help me. We help them. And listen, people are so scared when it comes to this connecting. How can you just know that these two people they will blend and be able to make good home? We don't do it just by, I don't do it as if I'm just a counselor and then I think I can blend two of you. No. we do it looking up to God. In fact, God is our help. We do it with a lot of prayers, and many of them end up well. I've seen so many who were not even working, they were not doing anything. They came, and in the process, God gave them a good job, God gave them a good wife. Today, they are married with kids. So it is better you do it with somebody that can help, who is experienced, than you just, because so many people are married right now. Many people will tell you, I'm in marriage, but my marriage is hell because I had no guidance. I just, pushed in, and here am I today. We don't want you to end up like that.
All right, for the benefit of those that want to call you and ask for disconnect, just share your number.
The number to call, because we don't have time, is 081 0564 1100. Somebody say you rush too much. Let me take it easy. 081 0564 1100. Let me quickly say this. Some people watch me and they're like, hey, if I just go to this lady now, she'll just give me somebody like her, a working class, another. And they're not doing anything. You're not doing anything. Now you want me to give you a working class that will now... No, we have a rule. If you want to be connected, you must be working. You must have something you are earning, whether a male or a female.
Okay.
All right.
You didn't give them your Facebook.
Yes, on Facebook, just type Rich Rose Benson. Rich Rose Benson.
All right, singlehood is not a curse. Just
No,
maximize your
please.
singlehood. But first of all, give God thanks that you are alive and you are healthy. But those that are having health challenges, the healing power of God will reach out.
And please, I was making an illustration just before we went on that short break, that somebody was really, time was going, and it was like, I'm going to put hand in anyone. Don't do that. Don't ever rush into marriage because you feel time is going. Take your time. Open your eyes. Watch well before you enter in. There's a book we read those days. Look before you leap.
Watch and pray. All right, thank you, Pastor Rich Rosebane. Daybreak continues in a moment. Please stay. All right, thank you for staying connected. The next segment, we are looking at health and nutrition. Food is everything, and you are what you eat. But fortunately for us, this week is World Breastfeeding Week. And somebody whispered to me, he said it's celebration. Breastfeeding is all about. We are celebrating Breastfeeding Week. All right, we have the Edo State Nutrition Officer. She is Mrs. Phil Imade. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right, just tell us about this breastfeeding week. What is the week all about?
Is a global initiative that is celebrated every year from the 1st to the 7th of August. So this year we are looking at stepping up breastfeeding, educate and support for mothers and caregivers to our babies. That is what this week is all about.
So why do we celebrate this week?
Yes, when a child is born, the first thing, or we cannot do without food. As this is the ideal food for the child, we want to celebrate so that other stakeholders can key into it and see the importance of breastfeeding, not only to this child alone now, to the mother, and to the community and even the country at large.
Okay, like how long should a breastfeeding mother breastfeed the baby? Like how many months? Some say up to a year, 2 years. Like how many? What's the duration?
Let's pick it one after the other, my sister. First of all, when a child is born, for the first 6 months, you should be on exclusive breastfeeding. You now say, but some are born, they cannot start breastfeeding here. Should they not give them some other water? We don't encourage that. That within 1 hour of birth, the baby must be put to breast. Once a baby is put to breast, it stimulates breast flow. Let me put it that way, because they will say lactation. But we want to put it in a layman, it stimulates the breast liquid to come out for the child. And that first liquid that comes out is called colostrum. It is very, very, very nutritious, and it contains antibodies, like soldiers in the body, that will build the baby's stamina for the baby to fight any diseases that want to affect that baby. So for the first 6 months is exclusive breastfeeding. After 6 months, we now go to complementary feeding. Complementary feeding, that means you now incorporate. Some mother will say, we are weaning our baby out of breast now to normal food. So you still continue breastfeeding till when the child is 2 years.
Till 2 years.
Till 2 years. Not now, but now we are now advocating that until the child decides to say, Mommy, I don't want again.
Even when the child is talking, I will say, Mommy,
I don't want again. Because we have seen the importance of it to the child. Not only to the child, now, to the mother and to the community. It brings about bonding. Some of the vices we see in our society today is because some of those babies were not breastfed.
Wow.
And what happened? They were now being given other sources to help the baby. And when the baby grew up, he decided to see, it's not let me love my country. I can decide to love other country. I can decide to compromise. I can decide to go into other things than remaining with my parents. But children that are well breastfed, there is that bonding. They always come back home. They always, my mother. I know what I cannot.
They have human feelings.
Yes, at times the mother will say, some boys and girls now, our youth, they say, Mommy, don't bring that card. Don't throw that card at me. Is this my breast that you suffer for the first 6 months? You cannot do what I don't want you to do. You see, the children are saying, Mommy, I know I suffer. I won't go against your will. I know what I'm doing this time because I know that you have put the right liquid into me. I will not go against that.
What about women that have problems after birth? They don't lactate. So what happened to such children?
Thank you. They don't lactate. Let's say they don't lactate on time.
Yes.
Let's say within 1 hour, 2 hours. Some will say 24 hours, no lactation. I tell you, from what the baby has gotten from the mother inside, that baby can stay for 24 hours without taking anything. The baby can stay. But by the time you put that baby to breast, there are hormones in the woman's body that stimulate that letdown. Some people say leave the baby first. The moment within 1 hour of birth, that baby must be put to breast. As the baby is sucking, it is stimulating the hormones. Please bring breast milk for this child to take. And some people say my baby is not taking enough. It's just little that is coming out at the beginning. That little is very, very good. Because if we have noticed that children that are maybe incubators, at times the quantity of milk that they distill, they give to them, is just like not even up to 5 meals. And the breast is even producing more than that. You say his baby is not taking enough. For those that cannot lactate on time, let them be patient. Relax, take a lot of fluids. Take good note. That's why before the woman gives to birth, let's educate them. Such a thing might happen.
So things they should eat at that time.
Yes, so that breast milk
what can they eat now?
What can they eat?
You're a nutrition officer. Yes. What can they
I know a lot of people say good fruits is very, very good. If they follow their diet regime, take your fruits, take your vegetables, and drink a lot of water. And secondly, there are multivitamins they normally give to them. They should take them. All this will help them to build their body for lactation. Okay. They prepare them for lactation. Okay. Not only that, they should attend antenatal. During antenatal, we teach them to also use their hands to rub the nipple, to prepare the baby. If it's painful, they should take a little Vaseline, prepare the baby, rub the nipple, so that when the baby comes, the place is already soft. By the time the baby just puts his or her mouth, something is coming. The breast is also prepared for lactation.
Okay, this year World Week breastfeeding.
Yes.
So what is the theme for this year?
Yeah, just a step up breastfeeding.
Okay, step up.
Educate and support.
Okay.
All right.
You are educating the public now. You are also supporting. How do we educate? Just like we are doing now, encouraging. We also go to hospitals. We also go to churches, the mosque. So how do we now support them? We now say, okay, there are organizations. Help mothers, follow the government approval of giving them 6 months maternity leave. For the fathers, 1 month paternity leave. Organizations should have a convenient rule that these women can go and breastfeed their children. Or they can also have crèches. They should have a community support for women. The churches, They should have a place where they can encourage women. This place, just separate it. When they are in church, they can quickly go there and breastfeed their babies.
All right. A lot of some women these days, modern women, they don't like breastfeeding. They have this mindset that when they breastfeed, they are like the breast will go down
sag.
flat and to sag.
If I
Is
may
it
say,
true? First of all,
Ma, it is not true.
Okay.
Because whether you breastfeed your child or not, by the time you are 50, 60, the breast is going to
Even
sag.
naturally. You have-
Aging
you have-
set all over the body. If you look at my palm, when I was younger, it wasn't like this. So also the organs in my body, they go through normal phenomenon, normal process of aging.
so
that
whether
the
you breastfeed or not,
it will still come down.
so it's better you breastfeed the baby.
Breastfeed the baby, because that bonding, that removing vices from the society, that the baby is not always sick, that you rush to the hospital. The most beautiful part that I like about this breastfeeding, it brings about equality. Whether you are in US, I'm here in Nigeria, if I breastfeed, the same thing you would do. It brings equality. You are not ashamed to breastfeed your baby. You don't pay anything for it. It saves you so much. That other children at home, let's just take, it brings food security for that child. That baby is secured. My food is ready at morning or night or in the afternoon, day or night. The food is ready and it's always warm for the child.
All right.
Some people say at the time of breastfeeding,
Yes, ma'am.
that is when they look very big. Because of that, they don't because you eat more. Because of that, they don't want to breastfeed.
Okay, most
breastfeed
women
their
because
child.
they now
They can't
keep
tend to
very
add
big.
weight.
Yes.
You know, because they eat more, they will add weight. But if they breastfeed that child and they do a little exercise, just walking, 20 or 30 minutes walk, it will help them to maintain their weight. Most people will now say, I don't want to go on strictly fatty food and high carbohydrate. Let me concentrate on more vitamins. It will help me nourish my body. It will not make me to add weight and also help my baby. But if the person now concentrate, because I'm breastfeeding my child, I will miss malt and milk together for me to eat one full
Or
loaf
enough
of
of
bread.
pounded yam.
Or the pounded yam must be very, very big because
And palm wine.
I'm eating for two.
Yes.
You are eating for 2 or 3, but a lot of fluid into your system and taking the right fruits and vegetables, you will lactate more than enough for that child.
All right, so before I let you go, we're in the situation of this country, things are hard.
Yes.
And for breastfeeding mother, most of them are not getting the right nutrient because of the high cost of living. So how can they maximize this hard life and same time taking care of their babies?
Is one thing about this hard life is everywhere. Both the rich and poor, that's why I said for the baby the food is secure, because whatever the mother eats, the baby will definitely get from it.
Or if
If she
doesn't have
takes
to
nutritious
eat.
diet, the baby food will also be nutritious. Now she doesn't have to eat. The breast will not also produce enough for her. Like now they say, what will she now do? She cannot, if she decide to do alternative for that child, it will affect the child. That money that she said she won't use to buy food for her to eat her food, she will not be spending it in the hospital.
Yes.
So she must
So
take care
it's
of herself.
Yes. Look at the cost of what will it take her to always take that child to the hospital. Maybe the child is having diarrhea, being hospitalized. She has to pay so much
Okay. All right. What
than
is
just buying nutritious
Okay.
food and having
Okay,
it. in the
Peggy,
hospital.
we don't have much time again. This week, what are your plans? Edo State, what do people plan to do for the breastfeeding?
Presently, now, as we are doing at the state level, sensitizing, also at the LGA level, the 18 LGA, all our health facilities now. If you go there, when they are doing their health talk, you see them putting our banners out, educating the mother, the importance of breastfeeding, and not to them alone. Also, so they also visit some key organization like the churches, the mosque. They will go and give health talk. Like tomorrow now, we intend going to Central Hospital, which is at that sickle cell center. We are going to have a lot of mothers and health workers. We are going to educate them. Now we are looking at the benefits also to the health workers. We need to keep training and retraining, because just like you said, a lot of events are coming up that not the way they used to do breastfeeding, put the baby to breast within 30 minutes. Now it has been exceeded to 1 hour. We have to let them know. And also how they can help those mothers that if you don't have enough fish chicken, you can use crayfish, you can use beans as substitutes.
These are very, very expensive now.
Now, you see, everything is
Very high.
expensive. But that surviving spirit that I must breastfeed my child is what helps.
All right, thank you. We've been looking at World Breastfeeding Week, and we have Mrs. Phil Imade. She's from Edo State. She's Edo State Nutrition Officer. So, breastfeeding mother, find your way to the places she said. So you just have to be
Edo
there.
States, these are Central Hospital
Central.
by Sickle Cell Center.
Are they going to give them free food also?
Presently now, you know, the state is supporting. They support with finance, they support with manpower to make sure things are being done. When they come there, some of our area, they are doing food demonstration. When they finish cooking the food, they will share it for the mothers.
All right, free food. So just go and eat.
In our AGs, they prepare food demonstration that they will share for the mothers.
Oh yeah,
the
free
place
food.
before,
What I will
yes.
say it again.
Free
Free
food.
food. Go and eat so that you have enough to give your baby. Thank you, Mrs. Imade. Daybreak
Thank you very
continues after this moment. Please stay.
Thank you very much.
All right, life is spiritual, and this is our next segment. We'll be looking at the spirituality of life. We have Pastor Ike with us this morning. Pastor, good morning.
God bless you.
Tell us your message this morning.
By the grace of God, I want to digress on that great day. That great day that has never been and it will never be after that day. The day that the whole world will be in a terrible, despondency. Both the rich, both the poor, both the president, both the governors, both the people that are highly learned and the unlearned, rich and poor. So I want to tell you that day is a day that the people that have missed that day will be in everlasting punishment. Then those that are few people, I would say only few will make it. The few that are going to make it are the righteous, sinless people. So I want to warn you, if you are still living in your sins, forget about your designations as a apostle, so and so, reverend, so and so. We are not real believers by designations. I mean your status. If you are still living in sins as a pastor, as a reverend, that very particular day comes. That is what we are waiting for now. If you look at what is happening in the global, in the universe, you will know that that day is very, very at hand. Bible makes us understand is that Jesus will come as a thief in the night. What does it mean? Unnoticeable, like as it was in the days of Noah. The Bible makes it so clear to you and I that the days of Noah was preaching. Nobody cared to listen to him until Noah and his people entered into the ark. Bible said the flood came and destroyed all of them. So shall it be on the days of the Lord. So I want to ask you, are you ignorant of what is happening in the whole world? What is happening in the whole universe? Terrible announcement, problems, this one, that one. Look at even in Nigeria today. You see different types of people are trying to frustrate Christianity, but they cannot. So I want to plead with all of us, those that can listen to me now. Are you totally being born again? Christ's second coming is not for sinners. It's not for these counterfeit churches that, rampart everywhere. Christ is coming for sinless believers, holy believers, that anybody that's living in sin cannot make it. In the book of Revelation chapter 6, read from verse 15 to verse 17, he said that great men and great women, free men and bound men, that means both small and big, will hide themselves, because that day has come, the day of wrath, the day that God is going to punish the world because of atrocities. Look at Nigeria, have everything, but Nigeria suffer much because of bad leadership. They felt that nobody can talk to them. But I want to tell you, if you're a leader, as a governor, as a president, as a senator, as a pastor, as a reverend, you will give account of your office. You will give account of the atrocities you have committed. The people that have killed, many some, if we see, some are using human beings' blood to wash body in order to activate what? Their evil power. But to remember, a day is coming, that great day, the day that Jesus Christ will appear to reward the whole world for their evil. Therefore, if you're a Christian, if you're a child of God, you are free from sin, you are serving God, I'm telling you, if there is a time for Christians to be serious, it is this time. If there's a time that the pastor should prepare people for heaven, if you're a pastor, I want to ask you, how many people are going to heaven from your ministry? If the church you are attending has not given you the ministration that will make you to be free from sin, leave that church, or from that church to hellfire. Because the Bible says that the judgment will start from the house of God. It will start from the pulpit. Myself as a minister, I will give account of my office. I will give account of everything about that church. So as a believer, as a Christian, please be very, very wise. Not that things of Christianity is spiritual. A carnal man cannot comprehend. A carnal pastor, a carnal reverend, a carnal members. That's why the Bible says that if the blind leads the blind, both of them shall fall into ditch, shall fall into destruction. So I want to ask you, since you have been going to church, have we experienced a new life in Christ? If you look at the book of Ephesians chapter 5, from verse 26 and 27, it said that Christ will appear, and the only a blameless church. The Bible calls it what? Blameless. Right. That sinless church. Christ is coming for. But it's very painful that upon what Christ have done on Calvary, a lot of people are still living in darkness. They don't know what is happening now. This end time has come.
Okay, so
will you be free?
For the benefit of somebody that is watching you now.
God bless you.
The person is saying, Pastor, what can I do now? What can I do? All what you are saying
yes,
to enter this kingdom of God you are talking about.
God bless you. A good question. All you ought to do now, if you have not repented, accept Christ as your Lord and Savior, repent. Because no a sinner, whether pastor or member, that can make it. Christ is coming for what? Sinless believers. Right. Second one of Christ is what? Is for holy churches.
All right, thank you, Pastor Ike. That's the much we can take. Life is very spiritual. Try to take care of a spiritual aspect so that everything will be good. Thank you once again, man of God.
God bless
Daybreak
you.
Continues after this moment. Please stay.
God bless you.
Good morning, everyone. How is your day going? Welcome to the health segment of Daybreak. I'm Dr. Mrs. Esiogene Hasi, your optometrist, your eye doctor. Last time when I was here, we talked about conditions that affect the elderly, eye conditions that affect the elderly. And we mentioned presbyopia, inability to read small prints, cataracts, glaucoma, and all that. Now, today we're going to continue that topic. There are so many conditions that affect the elderly that we couldn't exhaust last week. So today we'll continue with it. We'll continue on. Now, other conditions that that affect the elderly. There's one very common one that we find around, that we see a lot in clinic, called age-related macular degeneration. Now, what do I mean by age-related macular degeneration? From the name, age-related, you see, is related to age, and macular degeneration. Degeneration means when something begins to break down, the functional capacity begins to reduce. Now, the functional capacity of the macula begins to reduce with age. That's the meaning of age-related macular degeneration. Now, what is the macula? The macula is a particular point on the retina that helps us to see things straight ahead. As I'm looking straight at you right now, my macula helps me to see that because it's had a high concentration of cells that help us to see things at a very high level. Now, this macula begins to break down with age. This affects a lot of elderly people. You find the person complaining about dull vision. The family may think it's cataract, it's glaucoma. But we bring them to clinic, by the time we diagnose, find out that it's not cataract, it's not glaucoma, but it's macular degeneration. By the time we examine the macula, we see the degeneration taking place on the macula. Now, this is very, very important because it causes low vision in the elderly. There are ways to treat it. Please, if you have an elderly person who has this condition, please take it seriously. Use the medication prescribed for you. It will help them a lot and improve their life as they get older. It's very, very disheartening having to grow old with low vision, especially that due to macular degeneration. It's very disheartening. So if you have an elderly relative going through this condition, please make sure you bring them for their checkups, don't miss their appointments, and continue with the medication prescribed for them. Now, apart from age-related macular degeneration, there are other conditions. Now, we know that with age, many people develop hypertension as they grow older. It's common. We know that. Now, do you know that hypertension also affects the eyes? There's what they call that hypertensive retinopathy that affects your eyes. Now, if you have uncontrolled hypertension, your blood pressure is high as you get older. If you have uncontrolled hypertension, you didn't take your medication to bring it down, you didn't go for checkups and all, and it remains high. Now, this hypertension begins to affect the retina. It affects the blood vessels that are on the retina. These blood vessels can't handle the pressure caused by this hypertension, and they begin to burst. These tiny blood vessels begin to burst, and a lot of processes take place on the retina that affects the retina that result in low blood vision for you. Now, as you get older, please, if you know you're predisposed to hypertension, or you're already hypertensive, or you don't know, please check your BP. As from 40 years, we usually encourage people from 40 years, please check your blood pressure, make sure it's under control. If it's high, make sure it's under control with medication, and of course, adaptation of your lifestyle to bring it down. Because if it's high and remains high without control, it will begin to affect your retina and cause low vision for you as you get older. Now, another one, a very common one, is hypertensive retinopathy. Hypertensive retinopathy is a condition, just like the way hypertension commonly comes with age, so also diabetes commonly comes with age. But you should know that diabetes is not only in the elderly, it can be found in younger people also. There's type 1 and type 2 diabetes. But now, we're just talking about diabetic retinopathy. Diabetic, when it's uncontrolled, now, when you find out that your blood sugar is high, and it remains high without control, it begins to affect the retina, just like the way hypertension also affects the retina. The blood vessels begin to burst, cotton wool spots, exudates, a lot of things happen on the retina. Now, this causes blindness. In fact, diabetes on its own does not only affect the retina, it affects other, it even affects the lens, causing cataracts too. So diabetes affects the eye in many ways. It can cause diabetic cataract, it can cause diabetic macular edema, it can cause diabetic retinopathy. So if you are diabetic, please take it seriously. Go for your checkups, monitor your blood sugar, make sure it's under control, because diabetes will not only affect your health, to affect your eyes and cause blindness. Please take it seriously. Another condition also is dry eye. We find dry eye in a lot of people. People come to clinic complaining of peppery feeling, water running down their eyes, not being comfortable in a windy environment. Dry eye is a condition that is also common in the elderly, but you should know that it also happens to young people, but it's common. Like I said, common conditions that affect the elderly. It's common in the elderly. We also find it a lot in women, especially menopausal women. So you find out that you are older, 50 or so, and you are having peppery feeling in your eyes, water running down from your eyes, you're not comfortable in windy environments, you itch, your eyes get red, your eyes don't just feel cool and relaxed, you feel hotness in your eyes. That most likely may be dry eye, but get it diagnosed. Don't just say because the doctor has said it on TV, you just assume, oh, this condition that I have is dry eye. Go see your doctor and get it checked and get it diagnosed. Dry eye comes with a lot of uncomfortable symptoms. Peppery feeling, you cannot keep your eye open, and a lot. So please get it treated. Now, there are drugs that you can use to treat it. There are also lifestyle changes, medication and tablets that you can take, eye drops that you can use, and your doctor will also advise you on other steps that you can use to make yourself feel comfortable. Now, apart from dry eye, now there are many other conditions that affect the elderly. Please, if you have any elderly person with you having any complaint, please don't just discard it and say these people are not the elderly people like to complain. They like to complain because they are not comfortable. Please take them to see the right medical practitioner for whatever health condition they have. Because if you or yourself, you're going to grow old and you're going to experience, I don't pray you experience it, but medically we know that as we get older, degenerative conditions take place in the body. As we get older, we may have this. So let's take care of our elderly as we hope that the younger generation too will also take care of us. So whatever condition you have, please see a doctor, get it diagnosed, and follow up with your treatment. Follow up with your appointments, please. don't miss it. We find a lot of people missing appointments, and by the time they come back from the next appointment, the condition has even gone worse beyond what their previous medication was. So please, continue with your appointments and see your doctor. Thank you very much. Next time I come, we'll talk about another very interesting topic that affects your eyes. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you for staying connected. It's Daybreak, Tuesday's edition, reaching you live from the broadcasting service. We are towards the last lap of the program this morning, but before we go, there are some persons in the studio that are doing some kind of humanitarian work. They are kind of putting smiles in the faces of people. We are in a very tough times. Things are tough, but there are some persons that are trying to do their own part to ensure that everything is okay. It's not that they are giving you money, though they will give you money, but they want you to acquire skills. And you acquire these skills free of charge. And these persons are with us. And I'm happy to talk about this because they are from my own folk. Women are doing things in the society. This morning we have the privilege, let me use the privilege, to have Deaconess Elizabeth Ebo Okoji. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you for having me.
Madam Erica. She's looking at me with Madam Erica, Mrs. Rosalind. Oh dear, you're welcome. Oh dear, I say you're welcome.
It's nice being here today.
All right, before I go to Mrs. Madam Okoji, let me come to Erica.
Yeah.
A lot of young people don't like acquiring skills these days. They just want to get money like by the snapping of their fingers. Is that the right thing?
Of course not. It's not the right thing. You gone are the days if you finish school, you start working. But this time, you have to learn, have a skill, especially like now, where we have a long time strike. Some are learning work now. So go learn different skills. And gone are the days, and I always say it, we women we are not in that position that when you just see women, you just give us a machine. No, we are more than that this time around. This time around, ask a woman what you can do. It will tell you, I want to learn a skill. I want to trade. I want to learn how to do something, lay my hands on something. Then you will now empower that person. But just coming out from school, start working, it's not, the job is not really outside there. Even outside this country. So it's better to have a skill at the back of your hand.
All right, thank you, Madam Okoji. Just tell us about what you intend to do. You came from the other side, yes, and you saw a lot of young people not doing anything, so just looking at their laptop and doing some things with their laptop.
Yeah.
What do you intend to do for young people in Edo State, and why do you want to do it?
Yeah, what I intend to do for Edo State, being I would say being a
humanitarian worker,
yeah,
and you are from Edo State.
Being human is a virtue. You know, so I possess that effortlessly. So I actually, my intention, I wish I can do it all. You know, what I intend to do actually is to continue. Like this morning, we are starting a 2-day skills acquisition on how to learn how to do this painting of buildings and various of cosmetics. Soap making, Vaseline, Dettol, Azal,
room freshener.
Yes,
I love that.
You know, so
even perfume too.
Perfumes, oh yeah.
Wow.
So it's gonna be like 2 sessions this morning and tomorrow, another 2 sessions. And when we announced this, in under 4 hours, we discovered over 36 youths called that they were interested. You know, it's amazing. So I said, oh, it means these our youth, they actually lack this, they need these skills. Because even I know of some of my own cousins
They are graduates, but they later went to learn makeup artists, become makeup artists, become fashion design, you know, because skills. Sometimes you could be PhD holder and you're looking for a job, but
nothing
if you
is coming.
Nothing is coming. So if you have your skills, if you have these acquisition skills, you can actually, you know, do something.
All right.
So my intention is to be able to do, you know,
Put smiles.
to put smiles on people's face. Actually, that's what, you know, drives me.
All right.
I
So
love
you are
that.
not doing this because you want to have something later. You know,
No,
some people they want to go
never.
into politics,
No,
will come
they'll
out,
start with that.
start with that, going to school.
No,
to,
like
to,
even about 10 years ago, I started.
Okay.
I took care. I was taking care of 3 kids. They are not Nigerians. They are from Malabo, but they are Africa. Well, to me, I believe we are all the same. You know. So I discovered just 20 euros was like big thing. I mean, it was able to take great care of them monthly. I was doing that effortlessly, and my children up to now. My children, they used to tell me, "Mommy, you know, you have all those your other children." Like they encourage me. We love it because I grew up that way.
Okay.
You know, so I've been doing that over 10 years.
Wow.
So it's not that I'm coming to gain
All right.
anything.
Thank you so much.
I'm not. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It is so hard at this moment that what you have is not even enough, and what you even have, you want to share it out.
Yeah.
The persons that want to come to acquire these keys, what should they bring along? Because maybe they will have to bring their own the materials to do this work. Are they coming with their own materials to learn this skill?
No, they are not coming with.
You just come.
They just coming on they come just on by themselves.
Bring yourself.
Bring yourself. All the chemicals, the materials, even the school, everything is ready. Even they're going to have lunch in between.
Or you're going to give them, as you're teaching them, you'll be feeding them
Yes.
also.
Then after the acquisition, we're going to empower them.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, little, so that they can get started with some.
Where is the place they can come? Because a lot of persons will want to come, because I'm even interested,
Yes.
Yeah.
especially the perfumery. I want to learn how to make perfume to smell nice.
I know. So
They'll be trained.
they will be trained in Osaka.
They've been interviewed.
Yeah.
Those that are coming for the training.
The place exactly.
Yeah.
It's a
Osaka
school,
Grammar
but
school.
they've interviewed them.
Okay. That means I cannot just join now.
No, maybe the
because,
next section.
Like next session.
Okay.
Like
Alright.
we are going to empower widows.
Okay.
Like you can imagine, some widows we are going to empower, like some students doing their BSc. Some of them have even graduated for years. They will join us.
Let me quickly come in. Sorry we have a lot of special children in Edo State, and the other day I went out a few days ago. I saw one. I recognized the child, and instantly, because one of us that came from that abroad also instantly said, "Oh, I'm going to give this child scholarship through my foundation."
Oh, you have a foundation.
I have a
doing that.
foundation.
Alright.
It's called Dreams to Reality Foundation.
Okay, for those of you watching us, if you want to